Example 1, you're going to have a lot of different examples that look kind of like this. But it says, given cosine theta equals 3/5 and sine theta is less than 0, find sine 2 theta, cosine 2 theta, and tangent 2 theta. So we've got 3 different things to do. Let's do sine 2 theta first. Okay? Sine 2 theta. And don't think that it's just going to be as easy as multiplying 2 times 3/5. That doesn't even make sense because 3/5 is an angle. 3/5 is not a theta. You're not just multiplying 2 times 3/5. Doesn't make sense. Find your identity. Okay? Find the identity that talks about sine 2 theta. Or on the board it says sine 2a. If I'm talking about a double angle for sine, the formula says 2 sine theta cosine theta. Straight from the board. Okay? This looks like a problem that we've done before. We've got 2 holes to fill in. Now they gave us one of the holes. They gave us cosine theta was 3/5, so we should be able to fill that in. But what we're missing is that sine theta. Okay? We're missing that sine theta, and some of you know because you've seen this problem before. It is very familiar. We want to know what sine theta is. And so what you're going to do is take this given information and either draw a picture, like we've done before, or use one of the fundamental identities, like we've done before. I think most of us would rather draw a picture. When we see cosine is a positive fraction, and this says sine is negative, they're telling you which quadrant it is. Okay? Cosine is positive, sine is negative. This must be telling us quadrant 4. Right? Because the x numbers are positive over here, but the sine numbers are negative down here. Okay? They're talking about quadrant 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to picture an angle that puts us in quadrant 4, but I'm going to make a triangle out of that. Okay? That triangle has reference angle theta. That's my triangle. Okay? So they gave me the cosine ratio. The cosine ratio is x over r, so that's 3/5, 3 over 5 right there. I'm going to do Pythagorean, and we've seen this enough times. You've seen Pythagorean enough to know that that's going to be a 4. Okay? But in the 4th quadrant, that's a negative 4. The y numbers are negative down there, so that's a negative 4 from the ratio. And what that tells me is the sine ratio, sine theta, is going to be y over r, negative 4/5. Negative 4/5 sine theta. And so once you've got all your holes filled in, just multiply. You're going to multiply. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12, times 2 is negative 24, and 5 times 5 is 25. So next, let's do cosine 2 theta. Cosine 2 theta. Cosine 2 theta. We've got 3 different choices there. And so really you want to pick one. It doesn't really matter. I would probably use the one that has just cosine in it because that's what was given to me in the problem. Okay, so I would probably choose the identity that says 2 cosine squared theta minus 1. Just because, for a couple of reasons. One, I only have one blank to fill in. But they gave me what that value was. They gave me cosine theta was 3/5. So really, I'm just filling in that hole, and I'm going to square it and multiply times 2 and subtract 1. So let's clean that up. I see 2 times 9/25 once I square that minus 1, or 18/25 minus 25/25. Cleaning up my fraction. That's a negative 7/25. Cosine 2 theta equals negative 7/25. So then lastly, let's do tangent 2 theta. And so you're going to start with the formula. Look at that identity. That identity says 2 tangent theta over 1 minus tangent squared. And so we've got a couple of holes to fill in. And I don't know what tangent theta is, okay? When I can figure it out, go back and look at the picture that we already drew. Okay, you can use identities, but I'd rather look at the picture. If I look at this picture, remember tangent theta's ratio is y over x. So can anybody tell me what tangent theta is from this picture? Negative 4/3, right, y over x, negative 4/3. And so that's what I'm going to fill in to these spaces. That's tangent theta is negative 4/3. So we fill that in. And Then we have to do some algebra with to clean up our fractions. So we've got negative 8/3 on the top. And on the bottom, I have 1 minus 16/9. Once I square that. And so, common denominator, let's call that 9/9. So we can add our fractions. You're constantly having problems where you have to add fractions and get a common denominator. Okay, we do that over and over again. I see negative 8/3 all over. 9 minus 16 is negative 7. We've got negative 7/9. We're dividing fractions. So let's multiply by the reciprocal. I would see negative 8/3 times negative 9/7. 3 goes into 9 3 times. We've got negative 8 times negative 3 is 24. I've got 24 over 7. Tangent to theta equals 24 over 7. And that's it. Okay, so this is a very common problem. You're going to have to do that. But in order to do one of these, just find the right identity on the board or on the formula sheet.